What's up guys, welcome back for another flute/recorder tutorial. I'm joking. What up, it's maybe your favorite Canadian football YouTube host guy, Adrian from Rabona TV. The Champions League has returned and damn, did it ever come back in style. Yes, if you can believe it. It was more entertaining than my recorder playing. Across all the matches this week, there was a total of 54 goals scored, and I'm gonna tell you all the important details and stories and stats that you need to know from match day 1. But first, just a quick PSA. If you're new to this channel, if this is your first time finding me, then be sure to hit that subscribe button so that we can see your face or your username in the comment section more often and have a little conversation about everything that's spoken about in this video or whatever you want, to be honest. Alright, let's go. Manchester United versus FC Basel, and dare I say that Fellaini was the man of the match, or maybe it was Ashley Young. Those crosses were just what the doctor ordered for Manchester United. But anyway, Fellaini has now scored in his last 2 appearances at Old Trafford in European competitions. Marcus Rashford came off the bench, and of course he had to score because he's a debut Donny, having scored on his Premier League debut, Europa League debut, EFL Cup debut, Champions League debut, and even his England debut. Also, Old Trafford is starting to look like a fortress again for Manchester United, as in their last 19 European matches at the haloed ground, they are undefeated. Barcelona has done 4 better than that though, sort of, as they have gone 23 matches undefeated at home in the Champions League group stage, after their dominant win over Juventus. And in those 23 home games unbeaten in the group stage, that's a mouthful, they have scored 73 goals. Messi scored his first and second goals against Buffon in his 4th match against him, and in all competitions for Barcelona, he has scored 7 of Barca's last 10 goals. Even crazier still, he scored 15 goals in his last 8 Champions League group stage matches, scoring at least once in each of the last 8 consecutively. But honestly, who needs Messi when you have John Stones, am I right? He finished his match against Feyenoord with 131 of 134 passes completed, 100% aerials won, 100% tackles won, 4 shots blocked, 2 shots taken, and 2 goals scored. His teammate Gabriel Jesus continued his impressive form for City. To me, it feels like every single time he starts a match, he scores a goal. I know that's not the case, but it feels like that, no? Am I the only one? And it also helps that Pep Guardiola is not going to have to choose between Aguero or Gabriel Jesus, as they are striking up quite the deadly partnership. In the last 7 matches that they have started together, they've each scored 6 goals, Aguero has picked up 4 assists, and Gabriel Jesus has picked up 2. Also, Aguero's record in UEFA competitions is now 50 goals from 84 matches. I wouldn't say that he's underrated, but I think that he definitely deserves more credit than has been given to him. Another guy who banged in a couple more goals, Harry Kane, took his 2017 goals tally to 29 in 27 matches, as Spurs smacked up Dortmund 3-1 in what was just their 3rd win in 13 matches at the new Wembley Stadium. Also, they failed to keep a clean sheet in every match at the new Wembley Stadium. Kane's teammate, Heung-min Son, scored the opener and his 7th goal against Dortmund. Including his time at Leverkusen, of course, plus Tottenham, he scored more goals against Dortmund than any other club. Liverpool had a tough time against Sevilla, as expected. And they blew the lead thanks to their shoddy defense, as expected. Honestly, it seems like their entire defensive game plan is just to spend the entire match attacking. But when they do end up having to defend, well, just look at what happened on Saturday. However, in this match we saw Mo Salah score once again, as he becomes Liverpool's top scorer across all competitions with 4 goals. But back to their defense. When Sevilla scored the equalizer, Liverpool had only allowed them to have 3 chances. And from those 3 chances, they had 2 shots on target. And from those 2 shots on target, they had 2 goals. That just goes to show how terrible they are. If you can get a meaningful chance against Liverpool, you have a great chance of scoring. Yes, Liverpool is absolutely one of the most exciting teams to watch on the counter-attack. But if you can't defend, how do I put this? Who gives a shit? That's it for that match to Glasgow, where Mbappe scored his 7th Champions League goal, but only his 1st Champions League group stage goal. It's pretty amazing to think that at just 18 years old last season, he scored 6 knockout phase goals. And in scoring that goal against Celtic, he also became PSG's youngest ever player to score in the Champions League at just 18 years and 266 days. Also, with Mbappe and Neymar at his side, I think that it's fairly safe to say that Cavani is going to be the top scorer in France. And depending on what kind of season Lionel Messi has, he's a good bet to get the golden boot for Europe entirely. With his 2 goals against Celtic, that ensured that he had 3 matches in a row with a brace, and he moved past Zlatan Ibrahimovic to become PSG's all-time leading goal scorer in the European competitions with 22 goals. Mbappe's hero, Cristiano Ronaldo, broke the record for the most Champions League starts as he got his 136th. And didn't he go on to mark it with a goal? Well, 2 actually, as he made sure he scored in the opening match of the group stage for the 6th season in a row, and, in adding his 2nd from the spot, equaled his goal tally in the group stage from last season with just 2 goals. Funny, he may not have even gotten the start if it wasn't for Asensio's embarrassing injury. If you didn't hear, he wasn't playing due to an infected pimple on his leg from shaving his legs. Julia, would you get pimples on your legs if you wax them instead of shaving them, or do you just get them from shaving? Or also from waxing? Okay, so it might be worth giving waxing a try. Or maybe just don't worry about your fucking leg hair, dog. See? You see that? Let me get some light on that. You see that? Be proud. Anyways. His teammate and captain Sergio Ramos scored his 72nd career club goal and his 69th for Real Madrid. Sergio's former teammate Pepe had a solid night for Besiktas as he went to his former place of employment, Porto, and helped with the smack up 3-1. Perhaps less surprising than former Liverpool legend Ryan Babel getting on the score sheet. Huh? He still plays? Pepe had more clearances than any other player in the Champions League match day 1, with 13 clearances. Wow. He's still quality if you ask me. He could have stayed at Madrid. Speaking of quality, RB Leipzig were quality-ish in their Champions League debut, as they managed to get a point at home against last year's depleted, it must be said, Champions League semi-finalists, AS Monaco. Leipzig's first ever goal in the competition was scored by Emil Forsberg on their first ever shot in the competition. That's a historic goal, so you don't ever want to forget about that one. And another team that made history, Karabag, as they made their first ever appearance in the Champions League at Stamford Bridge, didn't have the best of nights, it must be said. Well, at least it went about exactly as we all expected it to. Well, actually, I did expect Chelsea to dominate possession a little more, but then again, they aren't exactly a possession-based team. But I mean, other than that, 6-0, nil shock. The most surprising thing to come from this match was perhaps Thibaut Courtois registering an assist on Zappa Costa's goal. I mean, he really put it on a plate for this guy. But he was the first goalkeeper to register an assist in the Champions League since Fraser Forster for Celtic in 2012 against Barcelona. And finally, Liverpool, you're going to want to take notes on this one. The Roma vs Atletico match didn't offer much as far as headlines. I mean, Antoine Griezmann couldn't even be bothered enough to look at the camera for the team photo. But with that draw in Rome, Atletico have still only conceded 2 goals in their last 9 away matches in the Champions League. That's 7 clean sheets away in the last 9 matches in the Champions League, including the knockout stages. And that's it for me in this video, you guys. I gotta start editing this thing so I can go to bed at a decent hour so I can get up super early to finish editing this thing. 4 a.m. wake ups, you gotta love them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop a like if you don't shave your legs, and I will hopefully see you soon. Peace!